Hey YouTube, welcome to Trevor's Vinyl World. Today I want to talk a little bit about something that made me happy to find out. And I was going online, and I always end up going back to La Bamba. I just think it's such a great film about an artist, and it was so well done. Um, and what I thought was, or something that really made me happy, was that, you know, when you watch that film, uh, Ritchie Valens, played by Lou Diamond Phillips, is the good guy, and he makes it as a guitarist and singer songwriter, and his brother, who is Bob Morales, and in the movie, he's played by Asai Morales, no relation, but same last name. And I think that guy did a wonderful job playing Bob Morales. And, you know, in real life, like when you watch that film and you realize it's based on a true story, and Ritchie Valens has this horrible plane crash and dies at a young age, and along with the other members and or the other people that died. It's just a tragic story. And you just assume that his brother Bob, who's already an alcoholic and has a very tumultuous, or however you want to say, a horrible relationship with his baby mama, and you just kind of assume that Bob's life is going to be bad in real life. Like your brother tragically dies, and everyone in the family loved Ritchie Valens. And, Bob is just kind of the loser brother, the biker guy, drinks too much and all that. But in real life, he actually found sobriety later on in life, and he would show up at like biker, shows, and he kind of became like a little celebrity in the part of California where he lived. And, he kind of cleaned his life up, and he lived to be 81 years old. And he recently just passed away, like 8 years ago in 2018. So he lived to the age of 81. I just found that sort of shocking. I would have assumed that, Bob Morales would have been a guy that, died in his like 40s or 50s, or even before that, maybe in like a biker accident, or just drinking too much or whatever. So to find out that he ended up turning his life around and, living a long life, I really like to find out stuff like that. There's so much negative, bad news out there, and a lot of it, it'll just pop up on your phone, and you're like, man, I wish I didn't know that. I wish I wouldn't have like read that. So every once in a while, when you do find out stuff that's positive like that, I really like info like that. And one of the things I always like is that the guy that played Bob Morales in La Bamba, again, I hope I'm saying his name right. I want to say his first name is Esai. But he was an amazing actor, or is. And not only was he in La Bamba, but he's in Ozark, which is amazing. If you have not seen the show Ozark, and you don't mind like a dark, really suspenseful show, he's amazing in that as like a drug cartel guy. And then one of my top 100 movies of my lifetime is Bad Boys. Not the one with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, but I am talking about, I want to say 1979. It's got Sean Penn, and then it's got this guy that I'm talking about, Asai Morales. And basically they are like, they are in different gangs, and they hate each other, and they end up in the same juvie hall, and they have like a fight to the death sort of at the end of the movie. Just an amazing film, a film that they wouldn't even make nowadays, because like, how do you make a controversial juvie hall film? I think nowadays they would have way too many issues with making a film like that. But no, like, and then he was in a movie called Principal with one of the Bellucci's, and the principal is trying to tell him like, hey, everything's gonna be okay, and he's like, everybody knows about you. You're that fuck up from Brandel, man. You ain't gonna be able to help me. But no, I've just always liked this guy, and but yeah, like, his name is Esai Morales, and it seems like whatever he's in, he's just a great character actor. And but no, when I read that about the real Bob Morales, Ritchie Valens' brother, it just kind of warmed my heart a little bit, that like, you assume somebody is just gonna kind of crash and burn and have like a really short life, and you're gonna see that they died at the age of like 42, and they, just kind of squandered everything. And here the guy lived to be 81. It's hard to fight an addiction, whether you're addicted to alcohol or whatever it is. I mean, a lot of people have demons, and it is nice to like read about times where people do overcome them in some way. They find some solace in life. Obviously, life is not perfect, and we all have hurdles. But that was just something I read, and I thought it was really nice to see. I was debating on, talking about that or something else, but I just figured I would talk about that. Not too much else going on. I taking a night off from work, and don't really have too much else going on. I'm listening to a little Bring Me the Horizon. They're a band that I'm trying to be a fan, and I will share in another video why. Some of their stuff just is not my cup of tea, but I do give artists a big range, and I don't turn my back on them right away. So, like, it's just one of those things. And anyways, I thinking of making another video here, but I really appreciate the people that are watching my videos. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, and everyone, have a good one. Talk to you later.